This is everything you need to know to visit the Big Island of Hawaii, where fiery volcanoes erupt, where black sand beaches meet lush rainforests, and where snow-capped mountains touch the sky. All right, let's go. And the first thing to know is just a little bit of background about the Big Island. It's the largest of the Hawaiian Islands. This island is actually officially called Hawaii, but to help differentiate the island from the name of the state, most people refer to it as the Big Island. The Big Island is 6 times the size of Oahu, and it's so big it can fit all of the other islands inside of it. The Hawaiian Islands were all formed by volcanic activity, but this is the only island that still has active volcanoes, the most active being Kilauea, and it's a national park aptly named Volcano National Park. Due to the young age of the island, there aren't a lot of sandy beaches here. Most of the coastline is just lava rock. The Big Island holds a significant place in Hawaiian history. In fact, it was the birthplace of King Kamehameha. He's the one who united all the Hawaiian Islands under one kingdom. And actually, right behind me is his reconstructed residence of King Kamehameha I. Now, the historical significance of this is that when King Kamehameha was alive, this was like the White House of the Hawaiian Islands. Lots of significant events took place here, including the first Christian missionary being granted permission to come ashore to Hawaii. This is also where King Kamehameha died. In addition to this, you'll find lots of other temples that he commissioned, battlegrounds, and lots of Kamehameha-named streets. Kamehameha is everywhere on this island. Oh, and I'm going to be shooting each part of this video in a different part of the island, so you'll get to see the Big Island as we go. That is assuming we get to move on from this spot, because the Curious Princess really is having a good time building the sandcastle, since this is one of the few sandy beaches that we found in the last few days. The second thing to know is some information to help you get oriented to the Big Island. And the Big Island generally divided into 2 sides, the west side and the east side, also known as the dry side and the west side. You'll find roads that ring the island with a single road through the center called the Saddle Road, because it's the saddle that goes between Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. There are 4 main regions on the island that you're going to be spending most of your time as a tourist. Where the majority of tourists spend their time is on the Kona side of the island. That's the west side. That's the dry side of the island. This is where the main resorts are. It's where the main airport is that we'll talk about when we talk about getting in. Kona region stretches for about 60 miles on the western coast. In addition to being famous for its beautiful resorts, it is also famous for its coffee plantations. You've probably heard of Kona coffee, even if you've never been here. Now, there's a place called Kailua Kona. It's the town that's just south of the main airport. This is where you'll find the touristy hub of the Big Island. Tons of shops, restaurants, and 3 of the 5 ABC stores on the island are in Kailua Kona. You'll also find a lot of the snorkel tours, island tours, things like that, departing from this region. Now, to the north of Kailua Kona and to the north of Kona International Airport, past a whole lot of nothing, is the Kohala Coast. This is where the biggest luxurious resorts are. It's where I'm standing right now in front of the Fairmont Orchid Hotel. We'll talk more about this hotel and the other hotels in this area when we talk about where to stay on the island. But if you're looking for the most luxurious beachfront hotels, you're gonna find them on the Kohala Coast and not much else. When I said Kailua Kona is the touristy hub, that's because there's lots of shops, restaurants, nightlife down there. The Kohala Coast is mostly just these big 5-star resorts and a bunch of lava rock in between. But the reason why people like to stay here is it only gets 5 inches of rain per year in the Kohala Coast, and it's generally really warm here, so perfect beach-going weather. Now, in contrast to Kona, Hilo, which occupies the northeastern side of the Big Island, is characterized by its lush tropical environment due to the high amount of rainfall it receives, exceeding 100 inches a year. Hilo Town, the largest city on the Big Island, offers a more local and less touristy feel compared to Kona, with its charming historic architecture, a diverse population, and really neat attractions like botanical gardens and dramatic waterfalls. We'll talk about those waterfalls when we talk about things to do. To the south of Hilo is the real main attraction on the island, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. This is home to the most active volcano on the island, Kilauea, and in addition to the national park, there's the neighboring town called Volcano. Now, there's just a couple other geographical features I want to share with you about the island. Central to the island is the world's tallest sea mountain, Mauna Kea. It's also one of the world's best stargazing locations. And then all the way on the southern tip of the island, you'll find South Point. It is the most southern point in the United States. Yes, really, here in Hawaii. The third thing to know is about getting into the Big Island, and there are 2 major airports on this island. Kona International Airport, serving the western side of the island, 3-letter code KOA, and Hilo International Airport, serving the eastern side of the island, 3-letter code ITO. Kona is definitely going to be the big airport serving the most flights. Also, it's the only one that you're going to get flights that come from international destinations or the US mainland. Flights to Hilo only go to the other Hawaiian islands. It used to have flights that go other places, but today you can only go inter-island from Hilo. Both these airports, definitely old school on the airport category. They are outdoor open airports. There's no jet bridges, and you will deplane and get on your planes via stairs or ramps that they push up to the plane. Pro tip, if you're combining your trip to the Big Island with visiting other islands in Hawaii, I'd encourage you to fly into one airport and out of the other because they're quite far from each other. It's about a 90-minute drive from Kona Airport to Hilo Airport, and so you could begin your journey flying from the mainland of the USA to Kona, spending time on the Kona side, driving over to the Hilo side, and then flying from the Hilo side over to Oahu, for example. Even though the Hawaiian island of Maui is close enough that you can see it, there's no ferry service between the Big Island and other Hawaiian islands. You can get here by ocean, by cruise. There are some cruises that'll take you amongst the different Hawaiian islands, but that's your only other way of getting here other than maybe swimming or taking your own sailboat. Oh, and where I was shooting this clip, this is in Waimea. I didn't mention this in the orientation of the island because I was going to tell it to you here. Waimea is a cool town about 30 minutes northeast of the Kohala coast, and it is like the cowboy capital of Hawaii. Waimea looks very much unlike the rest of Hawaii. You'll find a lot of these kind of like red barn-looking buildings. You'll find stables. You'll find statues about cowboys. And you'll also find the temperature here to be much cooler than that along the coast of the island. The fourth thing to know is about getting around the Big Island. And really the primary option for getting around the Big Island is absolutely renting a car. But you need to realize that the Big Island is so big, if you want to see it all, you're going to be spending a lot of time driving. If you drive around the whole island, you're going to be going a little more than 200 miles. So you could do it in a day, but that's going to be a pretty rough day. Just going from one side of the island, the Kona side of the island, to the Hilo side of the island can take anywhere between 90 minutes to 3 hours, depending upon the route that you choose. If you're going into the Volcano National Park from Hilo, that drive is about 45 minutes. Driving on the Big Island, though, it's pretty straightforward. The roads are generally well maintained, fairly wide lanes, easy free parking on most of the island, although you will probably want to do most of your driving in the daytime because once it becomes nighttime and you go out of the urban centers, you won't find much in the way of street lights, and so it can be hard to navigate when you can't really see anything. When you're renting a car, you may want to consider a four-wheel drive vehicle depending upon the places you're trying to go on the island because there are some roads that do require four-wheel drive cars. One thing you will want to be aware of driving are the one-lane bridges, and by one lane, I don't mean one lane on either side, I mean one lane total. And so when you get to a bridge like that, you find a little line that says yield or wait. You wait and look to see if there's somebody crossing it. If there's nobody crossing it, then it's your turn to go ahead and go. The general etiquette, if it's busy, is it's kind of like 1 for 1, but that might not always work, and so you just kind of gotta wait for your turn. Some cars go on the other side, you wait for your opening to then begin your turn to go. I'd also advise you to keep your gas tank at least half full, particularly if you're going all the way around the island, because if you're taking roads like the Saddle Road, there are no gas stations on the Saddle Road, so make sure you keep your gas tank topped up. Now you might be wondering about public transit. There is a public bus system that runs around the Big Island, and the best part about it is it's free, just it is not very frequent, and it doesn't really go where many tourists want to go. There is rideshare available in the urban areas of Hilo and Kona, although you're gonna find not much rideshare in the rest of the island, so I wouldn't really use it to get around to a lot of the major tourist attractions because you might find a hard time actually getting a rideshare back to your lodging. Oh, do also be aware that cell phone service is quite spotty on the island. That'll be another hard part about getting a rideshare back if your cell phone doesn't work. And finally, you'll definitely want to download the offline Google Maps or Apple Maps tiles to make sure you actually can know your route when you don't have cell phone service. One thing to be aware of when you're driving around the island is that the speed limit changed drastically. It might be 55 miles per hour and then go to 45, 35, 25, 20 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour. And yes, the Big Island police, they do like to hang around and make sure people are doing the speed limit. They often enforce it in unmarked vehicles. So you won't be able to like look out for the police in a marked police car. You'll know they're pulling you over because they shine blinky blue lights in the back. So just heed the speed limit and you should never see those blinky blue lights in your rearview mirror. When you're getting around, definitely beware of the wildlife crossing. In particular, we saw a lot of goats, not just on the side of the road, but crossing the road. When we were driving into the Fairmont Orchid, just a mile from the hotel, we had to stop for a family of goats to cross the street. The fifth thing to know about the Big Island is about the beaches. And what you should know about the beaches is there actually aren't that many of them. I mean, okay, sure, there are lots of beaches around the island, but not nearly as many beaches here as you would find on an island like Oahu or Maui. So you're gonna have to look hard if you are going to the beach. Now, there are some pretty unique beaches on the Big Island here. This is a black sand beach. There are a number of these black sand beaches because the rocks, the lava rocks erode and turn into black sand. This is one of the easiest black sand beaches to get to. This is the Punalu'u Black Sand Beach on the south part of the island between Kona and Volcano. You can literally park right next to the black sand, so this is pretty easy. A lot of the other good and unique beaches, challenging to access. There is a green sand beach on the island. It's like a 5-mile hike to get there, so that is not for the faint of heart. Or you can pay people to take you in the back of a pickup truck to get down there. If you are looking to stay at a hotel on the beach, make sure it actually has one, because most of the hotels here don't have beaches. So if you do want a hotel that's in front of a beach, really make sure it has one. For another easy to get to black sand beach, check out 49 Black Sand Beach. This one's in the Kohala coast near the Maunalani Hotel. To get here, set your Google Maps for 49 Black Sand Beach. Eventually you'll get to a gate of a residential community. You tell them you're here to get to the beach. They will give you a beach pass, but then you'll come down and park in a small parking lot. It's got restrooms. About a 2-minute walk from the restrooms, you will get to this little cute black sand beach. It's a little cold, so not many waves here. And make sure you come between the hours that it's open, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Now, we didn't visit all the beaches on the island, but the best beach that we visited was Hapuna Beach on the Kohala coast. This beach, big, white, wide, sandy beach, very little lava rock, gentle waves in the background, free parking right next to the Westin. You'll see more of this beach when we do talk about the Westin, because there's a great hotel right here on this beach. And you'll find lifeguards stationed here to keep everyone safe. The sixth thing to know is about when to go and how long to stay. And the Big Island enjoys a warm tropical climate all year round. Daytime highs generally are gonna range from about 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 to 29 degrees Celsius. Although, depending upon what part of the island you're in, like the higher elevations definitely get a lot colder. If you're doing some of the hikes to the top peaks where it's 13,000 feet and it snows, you're gonna wanna bring some warm clothes. Summer is definitely gonna be the warmest and driest time, but it's also peak tourist season, meaning larger crowds and higher prices. For a balance of pleasant weather and lower prices, consider the shoulder seasons, April and May. We're shooting this whole video in May. You can also consider the seasons of September and October. Winter is generally cooler between November to March, but can be rainier. It also ends up being quite busy around the Christmas and New Year's season, when all the people from the east coast of the USA, particularly the northeast part that snows, come to Hawaii to seek warmer temperatures. How long should you stay? Well, you know, how much time have you got? A quick trip on the island is probably 3 days. To really do the island justice, 5 days. We spent a week here and really quite enjoyed it. The seventh thing to know before you go to the Big Island is about the food. And I'm gonna tell you all about some of the dishes you should get while you're here, but I wanna tell you there's one restaurant you should look at eating at in particular. It is the Rim Restaurant at the Volcano House in the Volcano National Park. Why? Is it because the food is amazing? No, it's because the view is amazing. This is the only restaurant I've ever been to where you're gonna have a view of a volcano from your table. And you know what? No extra charge for a volcano view seat. Unlike in Las Vegas, where they charge you for a table with a good view. Crazy. When you're in the Big Island, definitely get a plate lunch. The plate lunch is probably the most quintessential Hawaiian meal often served for lunch. They call it a plate lunch because it's like your whole lunch on one plate, although they often come in to-go containers. What have we got here? We've got the Kalua pig, we've got the lechon as the mains. You generally get like a protein, then you generally get a scoop of rice that's often served with an ice cream scoop, and then you get your sides that you pick. And of course, it's served with the aloha. Aloha? What's aloha? You know how to say, how do you say this? Aloha.
No, you have.
Oh, aloha? Aloha. When you're on the Big Island, you should definitely get some shave ice. This is the quintessential Hawaiian dessert. It's ice that's shaved. You get some fruit, syrup toppings. We've got lily koi honey and strawberry. You can then pick toppings to put on top of that. We've got some condensed milk. You can get red beans. You can get lots of different things. You will find shave ice places all over the island. This one is from Kula Shave Ice at the Hilo Farmers Market. Princess, have a bite of it. How is that strawberry shave ice? Thumbs up. For a classic Hawaiian experience, definitely check out Zippy's. Zippy's has one location on the Big Island. You'll find it on the Hilo side in the Prince Kahilo Plaza, a small shopping mall. But what is Zippy's? What do I like at Zippy's? Here, I have the Loco Moco. What is the Loco Moco? It's got rice on top of the rice. It's got basically hamburger patty, brown gravy, and some sunny side-up eggs. The Curious Princess, she has the spaghetti, which she really loves. Right there, she's got her garlic bread that comes with it too. To drink, definitely check out the Lily Koi drink. It's a local juice beverage that's really good. And big Portuguese influence in the island. One of the soups you can get is the Portuguese bean soup. Another one of OC Girls' favorites is the oxtail soup. This one's one of their specialties, made of premium oxtail right there. Limited quantities each day, so get it before it sells out. For some of the freshest fruits and vegetables on the island, visit some of the local farmers markets. They're all over the island, different days of the week, different times. One that we enjoyed was the one in Hilo. This one has big market days on Wednesdays and Saturdays from 10 to 5 p.m. You will find it on Kamehameha Avenue. And if you're curious to see more inside this farmer's market, I've got a whole video tour of the whole thing, checking out all the tents and all the vendors. Another cool farmer's market to check out is the Waimea Farmer's Market. This one is also on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's in kind of this like really cool rural agrarian farming community around this like red barn and stables. Lots of artisans, fresh fruit here. You will find the prices probably for the fruit to be more expensive at this one than in Hilo, but the atmosphere here I think is cooler. If you're looking for something to eat, check out the Red Barn food truck that sells grilled cheese sandwiches. The people who run it, fans of the channel. When you're on the Big Island, get some local coffee. The one you probably heard of the most is Kona coffee, but you know what? There's more coffee than just grown in Kona. Big Island coffee right here. Their coffee is grown in Puna, and they roast it right in store. Pretty smooth tasting. I got the cappuccino. OC Girl got the cold brew. She is a coffee snob, and she says this one's pretty good. You can also get your coffee with local ingredients in it. This one is coffee with coconut syrup in it, and the coconut doesn't taste artificial at all. Really smooth taste. We got this one in the kind of southernmost point on the ring road around Kale Coffee. Now, true coffee aficionados will want to do more than just drink the coffee here. They'll want to take a farm tour. These places where they grow the coffee, roast the coffee, they offer tours. Some are free, some charge you money. Some have boutique tasting offerings, roasting classes. But one that we went on was here at Greenwell Farms. These tours are free. Here's the time of the day. Just show up, sign up on the iPad, and there you go. You can taste some of the coffee while you're here too. Definitely get malasadas while you're on the Big Island. These are Portuguese-style donuts that have really become all the rage around the Hawaiian Islands. You'll find a number of places on the Big Island that sell malasadas. They sell them traditional, which is basically just the dough and sugar. You can also get them with fillings. This one has chocolate, this one has coconut. You can also get them with toppings. This one has passion fruit or lily koi. This one has guava baked inside. The particular bakery that we're at is the Puna Lu'u Bake Shop. This is kind of on the south part of the island on the Kona side. And also check out sweetbread while you are here. Hawaiian style sweetbread. It's a soft bread, it's sweet. You'll find a lot of sandwiches made on it, and I've never seen such a big loaf of purple bread. Is it? She's not gonna let me eat any of it. She wants to eat all of it herself. You think you can eat this whole? This thing's as big as you. If you're on the Kohala Coast, check out Manuela Malasada. It is in this little blue truck on the side of the Highway 19, just about 3 miles north of the Fairmont Orchid. What's unique about this one is they make them fresh to order, so it's gonna take about 5 to 10 minutes from the time you order, but the best Malasadas are the ones that are just out of the fryer. You can also get them filled too, but 3 ones with just sugar toppings are $11 for the 3. If you like burgers or steaks, definitely check out the local beef while you're on the Big Island, because surprisingly, they raise a lot of cattle here. This burger at the Hanaho restaurant, at the southernmost restaurant on the island, they advertise their burgers, double smash burger made of local beef, usually tender, pretty juicy, and you can support the local farmers while you're at it. For a really solid plate lunch place just outside Kailua Town, check out Broke the Mouth. This place has like a couple thousand reviews on Yelp. It's a tiny little place in a funky little strip mall. They break in the middle of the day between lunch and dinner, but the plate lunch is really quite solid. One of their specialties is the garlic furikake chicken, also the garlic shrimp. This one's the spicy one. You get different sides. We get the mac salad. We get the corn right here. You can get a combo that has 2 or 3 different meats. And to drink, definitely get yourself some of the Aloha made drinks. These are made in Hawaii. The 8th thing to know is about where to stay. And the Big Island is frankly so big that if you're going to be here for 5 or more days, you should consider breaking up your stay into 2 or 3 different locations. Those 3 different locations would be 1 lodging on the Kona side of the island, a 2nd lodging on the Hilo side of the island, and a 3rd lodging on the volcano area around the Volcano National Park. Now, where do we like to stay in those places? Well, in Hilo, we really enjoyed our stay at the Grand Nanaloa Doubletree Resort by Hilton. It is a historic hotel from the 1930s. It's big. It's the 2nd biggest one in Hilo town, but they have some really great oceanfront view rooms. Another one we've heard great things about but didn't stay at is the SCP Hotel. That is more of a classic Hawaiian local hotel. Right now, we are in Volcano. We are about 2 miles from the national park, staying at the Volcano Village Estates. We're in the Aka Falls Cottage. Basically, this is a series of cottages or bungalows, really unique accommodations. We got this 2-story cottage with 3 different bedrooms. It's really cool and quaint. It's not cheap though, I will tell you. But really nothing here in the Volcano Village is cheap, because they know you're paying a premium because you're close to the volcano. But the reason why you want to stay here is because from the Kona side, it's like an 1.5 hour drive at least. And so if you're coming to see the Kilauea volcano, the lava flows, things like that, long drive here, long drive back. So definitely worthwhile to stay in the town of Volcano. Now, if you're really adventuresome, you could stay at the one hotel that's inside the national park itself, the Volcano House. The rooms there also pricey, really small, and very Spartan, so beware of that. But it does have some great views onto the volcano from there. And the 3rd part of the island that you want to consider, frankly, is where most of the hotels and big resorts are. That's the Kona Kohala coast side around Kona. Everything's pretty upper end on this side. It is Hawaii after all, but the lower or middle upper end, you know, there's like a Courtyard hotel that costs you $400 a night, has a nice small sandy beach along it. Or if you want the fancy resorts, head up to the Kohala coast. The biggest resort on the island is the Hilton Waikokala Village. This one has a whole bunch of different towers. There's no sandy beach here, but there is a neat saltwater lagoon that has fresh water in it. Now, where we stayed on the Kohala coast was north of the Hilton Waikokala Village in the Fairmont Orchid Hotel. We've really been enjoying the Fairmont chain recently after staying at the Fairmont Lake Louise and the Fairmont Banff Springs, and this one is on a beautiful sandy beach. It did not disappoint. We booked it with the Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts rate. It was about $600 a night, but that did include free breakfast, a $100 dining credit. So in the end, I wouldn't say it was a good deal, but we think it was worth it to stay in a hotel that was right on the sand, particularly because we have a 5-year-old daughter and she absolutely loves the beach. Now, if you don't have an Amex Platinum card and you're looking to book that hotel or these other hotels in town, I'd highly consider you to check out plannin.com. It's my new favorite hotel booking site where you can get up to 40% off insider deals on many hotels. in Hawaii and around the world. If you sign up using my link in the description or the QR code here on the screen, you'll automatically follow me, Yellow Production, and every time you search a hotel in any city of the world, my recommendations are gonna pop up right at the top, and you can find all of my video hotel reviews linked to those listings on Planet.com. And if you do use that link to book, a small portion of the booking goes to help support the Yellow Production channel, which allows us to make more quality videos like this, which I really appreciate. Thank you very much for considering it. And if you want to check out our other detailed hotel reviews of the hotels we stayed in while we were on the Big Island, you'll find links in the description to those or at the end of this video. Oh, and there is one more place to stay in the national park. If you're affiliated with the military, active duty, retired, consider the Kilauea Military Camp. They've got some cute cottages that I'm sure going to be cheaper than anything else around here. Now for the best beachfront hotel, you'll definitely want to check out the Westin Hapuna Beach Hotel. The beach in front of this hotel is the biggest, sandiest, nicest beach of a beach that is in front of a hotel. It's not cheap. You're definitely going to pay for these rooms, but you get beach chairs, you get umbrellas, you get a nice infinity pool that looks out on the beach. A beautiful property. The ninth thing to know is just about some safety and practical tips. But on the practical tips and culture side first, when you're in Hawaii, embrace the spirit of aloha, love, caring. Learn some local words. Aloha, hello, mahalo, thank you very much. When you're hiking on trails, if they're closed, definitely don't go on them. Avoid the closed trails. And if you're hiking in places with lava rocks and you look at these and think, gee, I should bring some home, don't. It's considered bad luck. Leave the lava rocks here. Now, just a quick safety tips I want to share for you if you are visiting the beach in the Big Island. First, number one, always helps to swim at a lifeguarded beach. Find the lifeguard, and if you don't know where to swim, go ask the lifeguard and ask them where it's safe to swim. Two, never turn your back to the ocean if there's big waves. Chris, your back's to the ocean. I grew up in San Diego. I grew up around the waves, and I profiled these. They're really tiny, and actually I can see them back here. But a lot of people get caught off guard their first time. Big wave comes, hits them, even if they're just knee deep. So be careful if you turn your attention away from the ocean. If you are coming on a hot day, you'll want to wear some sandals because it can get pretty hot, particularly the black sand beaches. The Curious Princess right here, she's got her black sandals on, exploring. All right, yeah, just like that. And definitely want to make sure you put on some sunscreen when you come to the beach because it can be quite strong with the sun. Oh, and if you see any sea life, sea animals, sea turtles, things like that, give them some distance. They'd appreciate it. All right, so after we finished frolicking in the water, and I did get a minor cut on a lava rock. Just a tip, do be very careful of them. They are sharp. They've got signs that they recommend you wear like aqua socks to keep your feet safe. I know why. Cash is king on the Big Island. While you will find most places do take credit cards, like this restaurant we just stayed at right here, charged 3.9% for taking credit cards, so you'll find that pretty common. Also, if you go to places like the farmer's market or some of the food trucks, they might only bring cash, so do have some US dollars with you. 10th thing to know is about some of the major things to do on the Big Island, and the one must-see attraction on the Big Island is the Volcanoes National Park, in particular the Kilauea Overlook. This looks out onto the active volcano on the island. Right now in the daytime you can see smoke rising. If you come at night, you might be able to see red lava glowing in the distance. If you're here when it's erupting, well, then you can probably see even more. This is worth a couple days if you really love volcanoes, and the Curious Princess here, she really loves volcanoes. Admission into the national park is $30 per carload. It doesn't matter how many people you have in your car, and that admission is valid for 7 days. If you have an America the Beautiful National Park pass, that will get you in here too. Now, definitely one of the things you'll want to get here early for is to visit the lava tube. We just went through it, and this lava tube, it's illuminated on the inside. The ground has been graded, so it's a lot easier to go through. I heard a tour guide say over 2 million people a year go through this lava tube, but you want to get here early because the parking lot is small, and if you really want to see, do bring some lights. Even though it's illuminated, bringing some with you will just make it easier to see the puddles. From the parking lot through the tube and back, you can allow yourself about 30 to 45 minutes, but the tube itself is about a 5-minute walk through. Oh, and if you really want to experience the cave in its true darkness, come at nighttime. Between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., the cave is completely dark inside. Then you'll use your lights. So if you're doing a day trip here to the park, that might be all the things you have time to see. But if you do have longer here, the road past the lava tube, keep going downhill. It runs all the way to the ocean, and along the road, there are tons of cool attractions to see, hiking paths. The Devastation Trail is really fun. It's a short trail, but you see like a lot of just like, well, no plants, like devastation right here. This is a lava flow from 1974. Just as you drive down, look at the signs, and you know what? See what you see. That's part of exploring. For a short, rewarding hike to get above the clouds, check out the hike at the Mauna Kea Visitor Information Station. This is an elevation of 9,400 feet, so you can see we're actually above the clouds. I say it's short and rewarding because you can drive all the way up to 9,200 elevation, which is where the Visitor Information Center is, bathrooms there, free parking, and then just go right across the street and up this path, and in about 15 minutes, you are up here. If you're truly adventuresome and you want to go even higher to the summit, you can, but you will need a four-wheel drive car, at least a half tank of gas, and then you can go all the way up to 13,000 feet. That is one of the best places on the island to see the sunrise and the sunset and stargazing. But make sure you've got four-wheel drive if that's what you want to do. If you're planning to hike it, you can. From where you can go in two-wheel drive, it's a 10-hour round-trip hike from there and back. So, whew, we're not doing that with a 5-year-old. Well, if you are planning to do this hike, though, just know it does get a lot colder up here than it does at sea level. At 9,000 feet, it's about 20 degrees colder and a lot windier than it was sea level. It was 85 degrees where we had lunch, and it's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit up here. And up at the summit tonight at sunset time, it's going to be just about freezing. So you might think you're going to Hawaii. You don't need anything warm. You do if you're coming up to these high elevations. Note, there's no food and drink sold here at the Visitor Information Station, but there are a few picnic tables if you brought your own food. Check out the Big Island's amazing waterfalls, particularly on the Hilo side, the rainiest side of the island. One of the easiest to get to and most rewarding is called Rainbow Falls. It's about a 10-minute drive outside of downtown Hilo, and here, this waterfall actually makes a rainbow. I mean, certain times of day. So you have to be here the right time. Best time to see it is the morning. Free parking, easy parking, just about 20 feet from the parking lot is the best place to see the rainbow. The falls make an 80-foot drop in front of a lava cave, and it's the spray that comes up that makes the rainbow. Sometimes you can even see a rainbow at the top too. Another popular waterfall on the Big Island is Aka Aka Falls. This one is about a 30-minute drive north of Hilo, and it's tall. This one is 442 feet of a drop from the top to the bottom, twice as tall as that of Niagara Falls. To get to this one, it is a little bit more work. You do have to hike to get down here. It is about a 10-minute hike from the parking lot. Total round trip is a half mile on a loop trail. On this trail, you get a 2-for-1 waterfall. You get a peak view of the Kahuna Falls. You can maybe hear it a little bit right back there behind the trees. You do have to pay to get into this one too. It's $10 for parking, $5 per person. That's not per car load. You pay $10 for the car and then $5 a person to come in and see it. Go do some caving on the Big Island. The Big Island has a lot of natural caves formed by lava. The one I'm in right now is the Kaumana Caves. This one's near Hilo, about 15 minutes outside of town. This one, there's 2 of them. They go different ways, but if you want to explore the lava tubes, make sure you wear sturdy shoes. Make sure you bring some flashlights or some headlamps if you're gonna go in deep, because they're inside the earth, so you can't see. But feels like those YouTube videos that I see of people exploring caves. There's some people way down there with flashlights. They are definitely more adventuresome than I am with a 5-year-old on tour. Take a tour of the Royal Palace. There's only a few royal palaces in the USA, and they're in Hawaii, where they were kings and queens. If you want to go inside, book a tour online. Admire some ancient Hawaiian petroglyphs. You'll find a lot of these carvings around the Big Island, but one of the kind of easiest trails to find them is the Malama Trail. This is in the Mount Alani Resort. It's a 1.1 mile out and back trail that comes out to this field of petroglyphs, and then it kind of makes a loop around the field. If you do want to do this hike, just set your Google Maps to the Malama Trailhead. There's a small parking lot with restrooms. It's right behind the Fairmont Orchid Golf Course. If you're staying in the Fairmont Orchid, you can walk here from the hotel. Now, we didn't do it, but a very popular thing to do on the Big Island is take these nighttime snorkels to see the manta rays. People who've done it told me it's amazing, but we weren't gonna do it with a 5-year-old in tow. And the last thing to know is I've got even more videos on the Big Island, the rest of Hawaii, and beyond. You'll find links up on the screen or in the description below. And as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video. Mahalo.